Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 7th and 8th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish. They're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Gelber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
Good girl.
Hey, hello, everyone. Oh, look at that. Somebody's already woke up over in the UK.
Was that too loud, Peter?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline Silver Sunday. This Sunday on May the 5th. I had to count. My calendar is in numbers and not. Hey, I've got the Silverline thing on my head this time. Look at that. They're like Elton John glasses for me right now. I'm your host, I'm Roland Mann. Thank you for showing up here at our launch party today. I am joined by the usuals, Mr. Thomas Florimonte, the master of nothing. Say hi, Tommy.
Howdy do, howdy do.
Also joined by Launch My Party, Mr. Tom Mason.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the party.
And also Colorist Supreme Silverline Team-Up, Miss Roberta Conroy.
Hello.
I feel like I'm on the bunch right now. Yeah. And of course, that man in the mask, Mr. Mike W. Belcher. Say hi, Mike.
Howdy.
And we are joined by he used to be here regular, but it's good to see his face, by Lord Clinton. He's here with
Lord
us.
Clinton. That's
Both of us.
What's up, Mr.
We
Pete?
woke him up from his
Both of us are up.
Oh, well, Luna couldn't miss the launch party.
No, you love it. Say hello.
Can she hear us? Hi, Luna.
You say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. She's like, what are all these strange faces looking at me?
Luna's like, look, it's 3:00 in the morning. I am not awake. Leave me alone.
Which one is Bluey?
Yeah.
I got a message over here. Let me look at my message. Okay, so we got the launch. We got the okay to launch. So that was one of the questions that I was concerned about.
Right on time.
Right on time. I'm going to respond to him with a woohoo. So boy, I don't know where.
There we go.
I wonder if I can move that Silverline smack dab in the middle. This is not working with our number of people here, is it? It's because I can put it. I can put it top center. That's over. Well, Tommy's kind of hunched down, so.
There's a lot of room.
There we go.
So
like this.
So Masters.
I'll hold it.
So yeah, there you go. So a quick update: those of you who are picking up books via Diamond, thank you very much. Kalis number 3 is in your latest Diamond previews, which features a cover by Lord Clinton himself, and I think Barb inked it, and I think Mickey colored it. So Kalis number 3. So get over there and order a copy for yourself and a copy for your friend. The admin at Fund My Comics says, I'm glad I checked my email. I'm taking a break before birthday pie. So happy birthday, Luke. Thanks for
Luke,
and getting us
Happy
going.
birthday, Luke.
So today we're doing something we've never done before. The other update is I think everybody's Beyond the Stars are shipped out to you. So Beyond the Stars and Bear, if you back that one, they're all shipped out. I know I'm getting notifications. A lot of you already got them. So, and a couple of you got another package coming because only one person noticed a little thing, and we fixed that and took care of it. So I'm not even going to talk about what it is because most of you probably won't even notice it. So today we are doing a launch party for, check this out.
Oh, what's that?
I want to see it.
Wow.
Wow.
It's shiny.
It is shiny.
Well,
Check out this nice foil cover here.
It's so shiny. A crow wants to pick it up.
Beautiful. So we are doing the launch party.
The
Mr.
cool
Mike
part of
Belton.
that, look at the inside pages. That's the book.
No one wants to see that.
they can't see it yet.
Yeah, no. I mean, the only thing I can say about this one, it's got a lot of balloons on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just a proof copy for the foil. So I'm sure I'll show this several more times this evening. But this was the brainchild of Mr. Mike Belcher, who's had several brainchilds for our streams, and he's got a that's why he has no hair right here. Right?
it all had to go
His
somewhere.
brain is pushing it up.
Nothing with that.
So he actually even has a list of stuff questions to ask, which I thought were pretty cool. So I'm just going to kind of turn it over to him. In all honesty, I have about 3 or 4 more items on the crowdfunder that I have to make sure are okay before it launches, and it's slated to launch in 1 minute. So, all right, Mike, what are your questions?
Hey, that's the thing about it is we've got a brand new book. We need to make sure everybody knows what we got. And for one thing, Pete, I think you draw one of my favorite demons.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love the way you do it. I love that cover.
Oh. Yeah, thanks, Roberta.
Hey, thanks, Thomas, too. All good.
But the first question would be to Roland.
Okay.
What is Champion and Miss Fury? What is Silverline Team-Up? What are we going for here?
So I'm gonna give you a little bit of the origin of it, right? So exactly. I didn't start off. I'm trying to see how many more pages I have to go here because I don't want them to accidentally.
Do we have a link for the crowdfunder that we put up?
No, not yet.
Okay.
The link is fashionably late to all parties.
So long story short, we'll have one.
generating it.
We'll have one in moments. But one of the things we have our artists have been very generous, and we have lots of original art for this campaign. But when we entered them all in, we forgot to enter that there's only one, and we forgot to add the shipping costs for the art. So I'm having to run back over about 30 some odd pieces of art and make sure that the crowdfunder that fund my comic knows there's only one of them, and that there's going to be a little extra for shipping. So
that item has a quantity of one.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Because I would hate for somebody to go, oh man, I really like that cover, and then have two people get it, and there's only one of them. So I am.
Roberta will just keep cranking them out as many as you need.
We're going to print them.
Well, yeah, that's
or cut the baby in half.
Oh, everybody gets a piece of the cover.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that idea at all.
Oh, I don't either.
No.
No. I'm just joking.
I know. Okay, let's.
You just photocopy it and send them a copy of it, and they wouldn't know.
Right.
They won't know. They'll never know. I'll do it on cardstock. It'll look fine.
That's
No, just do it on copy paper.
Just
copy
paper.
paper.
Put some white out on.
Oh my god.
We're a professional unit. This is what we do.
We could do it the Tom Kincaid thing, the Thomas Kincaid, where we scribble a little bit, then you erase them and you throw some extra paint on it and pretend like they're all originals.
That's right.
what we'll do.
Okay.
Just add some of those Hobbit lights that he.
Some problems. Please correct the. Oh, what problems?
You've got errors.
I do have errors. It said we detected some problems.
Oh.
No.
He's really going out of his way not to answer this question.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm proud of myself because I read 2 comics today, and they were both issues of Silverline Team-Up.
Oh.
Oh crap! It's gonna make me. Oh no! I bet it's gonna lose everything. All right, so this is what happened. So, long story short, Champ is a guy who made his debut in the pages of Cat and Mouse long ago, right back in the first volume of Cat and Mouse back in the 90s. And we got some favorable comments about him. People liked him, so I tried to use him in a couple of other stories. He showed up in Silverstorm, and I just kind of had this story. Plus, the other thing is, I had the opportunity to write Miss Fury before she went public domain back with Malibu, right? And I really enjoyed the character. I still tell people the story of when I was asking for work. So I reached out to Tom Mr. Tom Mason, and of course, as you've heard me say before, he always said, "No, I don't have anything." Right? But then he'll call me like the next day or the day after that and say, "So hey, I came up with something," right? And he came up with a Miss Fury, which I guess that I don't remember I don't remember all the details to that now, but I was able to do Miss Fury.
Well, he asked me to write it first, and I said no, I wasn't interested.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I would always go to Tommy first.
Yeah,
and I said
I had no doubt.
Right.
So I had a blast doing that, and I'd always wanted to kind of revisit the character some, but years, days turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into years. And then when we relaunched Silverline, I'm like, man, I can revisit these characters now because, and then I said, well, I can take them and bring them into the world of Cat and Mouse, which so it's always fun to do. And so I came up with a story with Champion and Miss Fury. The problem is we couldn't come up with a title. And the 4 of us, me and Tommy and Pete and Roberta, for the longest time, just called it Champ Fury.
Champ Fury.
Champ Fury. And matter of fact, I've still got folders on my computer labeled Champ Fury. Right.
That's where I save them all when I'm working on them. I call it's in a folder called Champ Fury.
So I was getting some logos done by Mr. Belcher, and I think we had the cover, a mock-up of the cover done or something. I think the cover art was finished. And I just sent that to him and said, hey, here's kind of what I'm thinking of, blah, blah, blah. And he sent me one back that said Silverline Team-Up featuring Champion and Miss Fury. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, That is so great. I love that. Right. So, and now Mike told me, he goes, "Oh, this was just for fun, right?" But the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Yeah, absolutely, because it's better than Champ Fury." And so that's the story of how Silverline Team-Up was born.
Well, now you have to do Silverline 2-in-1. And Silverline.
What if? All that kind of stuff.
Believe me, I've considered it. So that's that story.
Well, as far as the story goes, why were they good for the story that you wanted to tell as far as putting them together, or was it just a matter of circumstance?
I'm sorry, repeat the question. Why was it what?
Why you wanted to put those particular two characters together for the story you wanted to tell? Were they similar in tastes? Is it, or just the fact that they were two characters and then boom, here's the story?
Do you want the literary answer, or do you want the
I know.
We're real here, so you give us
the comedy answer.
Let me answer.
All right, Tommy, you answer.
Mr. Pete said he wanted to draw superheroes.
Oh, that's right. I did say that.
That was, I remember where it went.
You did.
I remember.
Roland goes, okay, I've got two. Let's put them together.
I can get 2 for 1 here.
That's exactly it.
And there you go, folks. That's behind.
That's what's called inspiration.
Yep.
But that's
improv. It's like improv.
I only want to
version.
draw superheroes at the moment.
But I think that's really how it works, or how it should work. It's like, this is what I want to draw. What do you have that fits the thing for what I want to draw?
Yep, I agree. Well, and I can remember one of the, and I hope I'm not speaking out loud, but I can remember one of our conversations here is that he said, everybody's always wanting me to draw, spaceships and science fiction and fantasies. Like, and I like all that stuff. He goes, but I really want to draw superheroes.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, yeah, but I got you, bud. I got you.
Yeah. Superheroes, they're the Marvel
getting out of the
DC, isn't
Cooper
it?
school, right? Where they were teaching them superhero stuff for the most part, and it's like, that's what I want to draw.
Also,
where it was good-looking stuff. Yep.
Also, spaceships are really technically hard to draw.
Yeah, really. Yes.
A lot of time-consuming stuff where you can just have two people punch, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing is too. I think I guess you can do it with spaceships as well. But the things that one of the things I've always liked about comic books is that they don't have they're comic books. They don't really have to look real. You know what I mean? It's like you can exaggerate everything, and of course, I think everybody in this stream tonight are probably say they're a fan of Jack Kirby. I mean, there's just an example right there. You look at his stuff and it's just awesome, but you look at it and you're like, yeah, hands don't look like that, but that looks really cool.
There's also an entire subreddit of spaceships where it's like those things will never fly.
Yeah.
And they start
right.
They start to pick it apart and you don't get that when you do cityscapes and superheroes punching.
Right.
There's a lot more give there.
Oh, dead mummy.
Yeah. We do have a couple comments here. Let's run through them. Benjamin Soto, nice foil. Thank you.
Over there,
talkie.
Yeah.
It's over there. So
when you gonna come visit us?
We're gonna go to Disneyland, aren't we?
Disney World.
Fun.
Disney World. You got the wrong.
Disney World, Disneyland, same thing.
Whatever.
Mickey Mouse is still there.
Mickey Mouse's house.
That's right. You like Minnie Mouse, don't you? You like Minnie Mouse. All your clothes say Minnie Mouse. Yeah.
Say there's nothing wrong with that.
You do.
Yeah. So Benjamin Soto says nice foil cover. Thank you, Benjamin. It
looks so good.
Yeah.
It does look good.
Art, of course, provided by Pete and Tommy and Roberta.
Who's printing that?
The foil is provided by Glam.
Oh, look, there it says right on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Yeah.
guys.
Look at that.
So yeah. So it's awesome. It's awesome looking. And I should add, the only way you can get this foil is to back this campaign. That's the only way you can get this foil cover.
No.
Now the book, of course, will be available in other forms, but this foil, the only way you can get it is to back this campaign. Pops says, "Hey, yo, what is up, Pops?"
Howdy do, Pops.
Hey, Pops.
Greg Harm says, "Evening. What's up, Greg? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by." Max, hadn't seen you here in a little while.
Max.
Functional spaceships are like aerodynamic cars. They're boring. You're right. And no one will. It's the comic book.
I don't buy comic books to watch spaceships fly around.
No.
It's not my thing.
No, it's not. So okay. Yeah.
So you should talk about how fun it is to make this comic.
Exactly. What happened in issue 1 that now we're crowdfunding issue 2? What's the spoiler-free review or spoiler-free commentary?
It gets really dark.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it gets really dark.
Yeah, it does.
Things are not good for Champion.
When I got the script, I did message Rose. I said, "Oh, it gets dark, doesn't it?"
Yeah.
It was at night, so it was dark. It was dark.
I read it and I thought, hey, Roland's going through something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to read it? You read it and you want to pick up the phone and go, Roland, everything okay at home?
Yeah.
It pulls at things. So Roland, it seems to pull at something without. I don't want to give anything away, but it seems to pull it. It seems to pull into areas where you don't normally go as a storyteller.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that, as a storyteller, you often think, do my stories make a difference? And I think one of the things we like to do as storytellers is I'm not after prizes, awards, and all those kind of things. That's not what I'm doing. But I want, when someone reads one of my stories, I want them to have had an experience, an emotional experience, right? I want them to laugh. I want them to cry. I want them to, when they close the book, I want them to say, you know what, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I'd kind of like to read another one. It's kind of like when you find a good TV show to binge watch, right? You watch one episode and you're like, oh, I got to watch the next one because that one was so good. Mm-hmm. That's what I think any writer wants that, right? You want that emotion, and of course, this is part of what we deal with here. It's a big, probably should be a bigger conversation than it is in the United States right now, and so I tried to drop hints in the first issue as to what it could be about. When Champion goes to see.
His friend.
Yeah, the guy with all the toys. I forget what I called him now.
Oh yeah,
Inspector Gadget.
When he goes to his
pretty much was.
Yeah,
his cue.
And so I tried to drop hints about what might come, and of course during the fight as well. There's some hints and clues as to what some of the conversation might be, but and I don't know that
Daddy, touch. I touch it.
Uh-oh. Rolling for.
We lost him. Where's he gone?
All right, now we get to talk.
All right.
You
did catch.
All right, so what, Pete? Since you did read it, what's the story about? Because I didn't read it.
Oh, I didn't read it. I just drew it.
Just read the action lines.
Why bother with reading it?
I don't need to read it.
It's got pictures. I just looked at the pretty pictures. I don't know.
The
scene. So one of the lovely things about making the comic is that we have this script, but it's not the dialogue.
No.
So it's what's happening in action, but it's not what they're thinking. It's so interesting to see it after the fact of like, that's where the emotional play is.
So you didn't see it. You didn't see the dialogue when you were drawing it. You saw
no, because Roland writes like Marvel style, doesn't he? So
yeah,
he just plots it out and breaks, and
so we have action.
Then I ignore it and do my own thing anyway.
Right. Because what I really because the other people will tell you I'm not the smartest one on the panel here, but I read issue 2 before I read issue 1 today because Roland posted them in the order that I
the wrong order.
The wrong order, and so that's my fault. And so what struck me was the opening of page 1 of issue 2, with Miss Fury holding the rope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, isn't that a great opening?
That is not only is that a great opening, it's like that's when I realized, oh, I probably should go back and read the first one. But the drawing was really intense, and the coloring really made it pop. And also, and the inking too, Mr. Florimonte.
Oh, thank you. No, it's all Roberta. We give it to Roberta.
No.
Really, I mean, it was
3
really
people needed.
It was terrifically lit, and I felt the tension. I felt the pull of the rope.
Exactly.
And so that, to me, you can say all the other stuff about how well spaced it is and how the perspective works and all the other stuff. But for me, I felt the pull of the rope, and that sold me on everything. And that's the combination of the line art, the inks, and the colors. So kudos.
And the script, I suppose. Script.
Thank you, Tom.
No, I didn't read it. I'm a picture guy.
Oh yeah. We're always saying we don't need the words Roland puts in afterwards.
Well, Roland
he doesn't like that.
Roland needs the words because it makes his wife happy that he's actually doing that.
You're coming up here now.
Well, we wouldn't have something fun to do if it didn't have the story. So I mean, all the art and stuff keeps us in it, but if it wasn't for the story,
right? Yeah, because that's the thing too. I always say that the art is what sells the comic, but the words are what keep you coming back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, because when I know most people get their stuff online now, but if you're in a comic book shop, like old people are, the pull is the artwork. You don't actually stand there and read it. You buy it and you get it home, and you don't read it until then. The initial pull is the cover and the art. And I think Peter's daughter agrees with me.
I'm sure she does.
You're meant to be asleep, aren't we? No.
She will not.
Dummy.
So when I was coloring this, I was really enjoying that there were so many different storylines that weaved in and out. It's like little bits and pieces of perspective of Miss Fury and perspective of Dan in his life, in his regular life.
I think that's one of the things that Roland does a lot of, which is he doesn't seem, and I'll speak for Roland now that he's not here and he can't correct me. But
I sent him a note trying to find out what happened to him.
Is that he likes to spend a lot of time with the other characters when they're not.
Oh, BJ just wrote and said the electricity went out.
And so I think,
of course,
I think what Roland is interested in is really interested in the people when they're not in costume.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is really strong storytelling. To get through that side.
When Batman's not in costume, he's just a billionaire who's going out and buying stuff. But when Peter Parker is not Spider-Man, he's got a job, he's got school, he's got other stuff he's got to worry about. He's got a sick old aunt. He's got angst. And I think that's stuff I think Roland comes from that Marvel school of where there's 4 or 5 pages of superhero fights, but the rest of it is this really strong emotional pull of family and relationships and work and the work-life balance, and then oh my gosh, I've got to put on my suit and do something. And
you got to round the characters out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because I think if you want to do just one issue, that's great. But if you want to do several issues, you've got to treat it almost like an ensemble, where you've got different parts of the characters' lives and their human relationships and their superhero relationships and how they all intersect. And that's where I think Roland likes to play.
Well, in any type of comic, you have to have that little touchstone, because what are they protecting?
Right.
If you completely lose that whole atmosphere of the real world, what are the heroes protecting? You end up forgetting what they're actually dressing up for, because if you don't have humans, if you don't have some kind of supporting cast that says, hey, there are people around me that could get hurt, you get lost in boredom. I mean, it's cool to see Wally West and Dick Grayson pal around on the rooftops, but when they forget who they're fighting for, you get bored. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So So Peter, when you were drawing it, because I assume you're in England.
Yeah.
How is it drawing New Orleans?
Google Images is my friend.
That's
Yeah, that's I guess you type in New Orleans into Google Images, you get everyone is going to get the same. What's that? What's that
Bourbon
street?
Street.
Bourbon Street.
Yeah, that's the first
Mardi
image
Gras
that comes up. So I can draw that, and everyone knows where it is. After that, sort of just make buildings up, I suppose.
right. Because that's the thing too. Well, they do that on TV shows too, where they establish it. They establish that it's set in New Orleans by the standard iconic images, and then they just go to the soundstage.
Yeah, so they film
Right.
it. That's right. Yeah.
And they make it up.
With those balconies with the fleur-de-lis and all that kind of good stuff, and then
Right. And then you realize that you saw that same non-Mardi Gras street in CSI.
Yeah, you just show a Mardi Gras picture.
That's right.
But it is very that's if you type in anything else, you don't get that image. If you type in New York or LA or something, that's not an image you're going to get. So you do know it straight away where it is.
Right.
So it works.
Or just throw the Superdome in the background, a couple of shots, and then
it's like if you draw New York, you draw like the Empire State Building or the Chrysler Building. Everyone knows where that is, don't they?
No,
so
because
you need that landmark.
It's the one thing I like about the Silverline stuff is that almost all of it is set in and around New Orleans, which is
Roland loves New Orleans.
Yes.
Yeah.
He still has a lot of beads to get rid of, I think. So what? Does anybody know why Roland loves New Orleans?
That's because
I know he's told us like a dozen times. I don't remember.
No, that's we went to the USM. Actually, I'm from New Orleans, is where I grew up, but it's where Hattiesburg, Mississippi is only like a 2-hour drive from New Orleans.
Okay.
So when we want to party, that's where we went.
So it's your Vegas. It's the
I see.
Gulf of Mexico's Vegas.
Yeah, and it's so cool. And the food is wonderful. Love the.
Yeah, I hear the food is.
Yeah, golly, I miss it so much.
But you're not that. I mean, how far are you from there now?
Oh, too far. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a little further away.
Road
But
trip.
whenever we go home, we're close enough. If we want to run over, we can definitely run over to New Orleans. We try not to. We don't go as often as we should, but I still claim I'm from New Orleans. Yeah.
There must be a convention there somewhere.
Wizards used to have a show there right in the downtown area. I'm not sure who's doing a show. There was a bunch of shows back in the day, back in the late 90s.
In the go-go days.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look who's back.
Oh, okay, everybody, wait a minute.
Like,
Thunderstorm here. Knocked my power out. My power came back. My internet is still not back on. I am hot spotting it.
Oh.
Well,
you
seeming to work.
This is like the plot of a Silverline comic now.
So I may lose power again. If I do, I apologize in advance.
Mike was just going to ask more questions.
Okay, let me run through some of these because the thing about it is BJ left a message. But she's like, well, they haven't responded. I'm like, because they don't see it because there's no one there to poke them up on the
Press
screen.
the button.
That's right.
Yeah.
I saw her. She posted something in the regular Facebook thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Max Travers says, got to mention I'm a proud owner of a Mike. Nice, a Mike Belter sketch or two over here.
And Mike Belter,
Sweet,
thanks
Max.
you for
That's
that.
nice.
There you go.
Pictures are worth how many words again? Yeah, they're worth a bunch of words, right? Oh, Max, no. Did Roland leave because I showed up? I was just accidentally able to stop by. I promise.
What it was?
Hey, we appreciate you stopping, Max. I have missed seeing your name pop up here. And of course, here's the note that we're still waiting for the internet to boot up here, but the power it only went off for about 20 seconds. And then enough for me to go, hey, BJ, is the power out in there?
We saw your mouth like this. And then we're like, no, he froze up again.
Sure.
So I'm sure some of these I'm not going to understand. Max says they're protecting the latest revision of the multiverse of continuity this week.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. He also says Google Maps Street View.
Yes, that's an art tip for Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Pete and I talked about New Orleans a little bit, and I actually will go to Google Maps Street View and get that really long, 300 character link and send it to him and say, "Hey, here's the building I'm talking about."
Very specific.
Vancouver is every city.
Yeah, we were talking about TV shows at the time.
Oh, yeah, they film
gotcha,
everything in Vancouver,
gotcha.
don't they? That's right.
Used to have Wizard World.
New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think
Right,
New Orleans. Yeah, I don't think anybody has Wizard World anymore. Oh, New Orleans. Yeah. Of course, there are cons in NOLA.
What's
Dave
NOLA?
Roth says
Hey,
there.
cousin Dave.
NOLA is
Orleans,
New Orleans.
Louisiana.
Yeah, New Orleans, Louisiana. In fact, Tommy and I went to we used to go to one called it was called NOLACon, wasn't it? Just
It was, yeah, I believe it was.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. Max says, "I'm still here, Roland. You didn't escape." I am out of context. Thanks, Max. We should loan Peter some of our Mardi Gras pics from college. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Or
We
not.
got some, we got some booby pictures for you. We can send to you.
So continue on. Where are you? I'll just jump right in wherever you guys left
Well,
off.
I think I was done with my Roland cosplay, and because I answered a bunch of questions on your behalf.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
And then, so I think Mike was going to get ready to ask another one.
No, what we just did was kind of a spoiler-free on issue 2, just to get an idea what was. And everybody said dark, and I think that's when you froze up.
Okay, so let's
Get to know the characters. How about that?
It's not too dark. I mean, it's not the kind of thing that you're like, oh no, I can't. I can't read this. It's so dark.
Everybody dies.
Yes,
We die.
Spoilers. It's like the new universe.
How about somebody dies?
That's fair to say. Somebody dies. And probably not a character that anyone is anticipating. I would say probably fair to say that. So I think when we say it gets dark, it's not like I don't think the art gets dark at all. I think just sort of the mood or maybe tone of the story. I like this one. Max says Peter Clinton destroys the Silverline universe.
Yeah, he comes back and power goes out.
Yeah, well, he said he wanted to draw superheroes, and that's what superheroes do.
That's what they do.
That's right.
Shut down the universe.
Fan Expo has one in NOLA. I don't know what's in New Orleans anymore. I do know that they used to have a Wizard World.
Yeah,
but that's been several years since I've been.
Now, Wizard World doesn't have a Wizard World.
No, they sure don't.
Wizard World doesn't have a Wizard World. No, it does not.
Well, I've got a question.
Okay.
Okay,
It's a bit late. You've already drawn
for
it.
the past, however, I mean, so when we started this we finished issue 1 and we started issue 2, but then we snuck in the Trump's 4 in the middle of it, so we kind of interrupted, and so the whole time we were talking about a character that we kept feeling like that we weren't going to bring up, and I kept accidentally saying who it was. So who's this extra character that's showing up in issue 2? That's the big thing. Wait a minute, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. He's right over my shoulder. Who's this guy?
So
Have we been keeping a secret this whole time? It's been hard because I hadn't been doing a good job keeping it a secret.
Well, and that's the thing, Mike actually also talked about cover reveal, which actually kind of works a little bit today since the
we
campaign.
can say.
Yeah. It's actually kind of hard to keep secrets like that because we're trying to promote it. If it's going to be on the cover, it's like, well, you have to show. You can't say, hey, back this comic, but you can't see the cover.
Yeah,
right. And then Pete drew that great cup. Yeah, golly, it was 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Oh,
and then
I know.
And we were like, oh, we got to show everybody. We go, oh, we can't show anybody.
I know. It's like, no, wait, we can't show anybody yet. We gotta wait on that.
But I mean, maybe I'm the outlier, but I sort of think of the guest character as the connective tissue of the Silverline universe.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Pops up everywhere.
So it's like, because he is, and I mean, no offense to any of the other creators, he's like the fun character.
Yeah.
He's the grumpy, fun guy who would almost rather be doing something else, but he's always there. And I think, and because he's local and grumpy, and he does these things sort of begrudgingly.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's by nature. What he access by nature.
Yes. And he takes advantage of his size and his power, even though he would just rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
He's sort of like he's like the anti Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete drew him so stinking cool.
Absolutely.
He did.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So
who are we talking about?
What? So let's see if I can get.
Yeah.
I have,
Who is it? I wonder.
Yeah,
well, I mean, let's see.
We need
Oh, there it is. Who is that guy?
Yeah.
So, here we go.
Shiny.
So,
Demon
and
is
look, so he even says right here, right? So Silverline Team-Up Champion of Fury, he even says, I'm thinking we should rename this book. And of course, she says, I think they figured that one out, big guy.
Yeah. See, look at that. That's great.
So this is Demon, for those who might not recognize the character. This is Demon, who appeared first in the pages of Cat and Mouse. And he's been one of the more popular characters. He was a character that when we got fan letters, and we did get them from Cat and Mouse, they often talked about him. When I went to shows, people often asked me about him, and I know that he was one of the.
Mitch drew him kind of bigger, like that.
Yep.
And then we got Paul Pelletier when he did the Demon Tail book. All of a sudden, he plussed it up.
He did.
This bigger guy, and now he just went nuts with him.
Yeah,
He wasn't big enough.
He wasn't big enough.
There is a page. Let me pull up the page here.
But I think Roland does that. But there's a thing that if you look at the Silverline superhero universe, where if you do silhouettes of the characters, you know exactly who's who.
Yes,
definitely.
So that's I think that's an important. You know, when you line them all up in that usual suspect sort of pose, and they're just silhouettes, you know exactly that's Ms. Fury, that is Cat, that is Mouse, that is Demon, that is Champ, that's everybody. And so you don't, and I think that's an essential part of a comic book universe. And also, every comic book universe needs a hairy guy.
Yeah, it does. Big hairy guy.
Pretty fun.
Big hairy guy who is. And how fun is that to color, Roberta?
Oh, great.
Big hairy.
There's so many different directions to go with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like doing that.
They're all.
He's good to do. I like doing the Demon. He's fun to draw.
That's part of comics. You know, bigger than life characters. You know, the things that aren't outside our window. We have fun with them.
So, you know, and you guys have heard me say this before, so I know I'm preaching to the choir for you guys. Well, Pete said the word, which I like to say all the time about Silverline, is it's fun, and that's what it needs to be. You know, if we're not having fun, then I can think of a lot of other things to be doing. You know, sleeping's for one of them. Yeah. So here's this splash page.
Got a page that we can show.
That's why I like the word balloons on the cover, because the word balloons really accentuate the idea of what you're trying to sell. It's fun.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Tom. I think so as well. And you know, we kind of debated this a little bit when we first started doing it. Here is
his knee.
There you go.
Oh, look at
That was a shot. Great shot.
That is.
Everything's so good about that.
Is that Roberta? Is that your coloring?
That'll be a good.
Yes.
That'll be a good poster.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So
now Demon's not taking over.
No.
Yeah.
He's just showing up.
He's just showing up, saying, "Hey, what's
showing
up?"
Yeah. He let's see, that's page 2. Matter of fact, he's going. You know, he's here. He is. He's helping her out a little bit. And let's see, what's a page that I just think I keep looking at it, just going, oh my gosh, that page.
One with Miss Fury has a rope.
That's my knee.
That's a great one.
Yes, it is. And of course,
he gets progressively bigger the more space I have to draw him.
Yeah. Well, it's the panel where he's standing in front of Miss Fury.
Yeah, he gets big there.
Oh, that one right there.
Oh yeah. I love
Did he
that one.
stand up all the way? What happened? How did he get so big?
Yeah.
Yeah, he expands to fill the space.
He filled his lungs full of air and all.
It's vitamins.
He went from 6 foot to 8 foot tall.
I love the interplay between these two idiots, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're really fun characters. So I hope nobody kills them.
Was that directed at me? Bless you.
Unless Roland, you have two other idiots that you could bring in later on.
I've got some more idiots, but I like Pistol and Nim. They're lots of fun.
Yeah.
They're funny.
And I think she agrees with me.
Yeah, I think she does too.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, some
He's like, later.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because right there she is, and he's giving her instructions, and then he turns around and she's gone. And of course, then
Rude.
Rude, yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course she's standing on the rooftop looking at him. So,
she's like, I could help him, but
so we talked. So let's go ahead. This is the non-foiled sort of version of this cover, and it looks so awesome.
It does.
I just absolutely love this.
Yeah, that's the one that after Pete drew it. I mean, this before Roberta colored it, but Pete drew it. And we're like, oh, we're gonna show everybody.
Yeah,
because we're so excited.
I'm like, no, we're not gonna show anybody.
It's the right call, though. I think it's totally the right call.
Yeah,
because there's no. I always think the secret shouldn't really be the guest star. The secret should be what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because the secret reveal of it's Demon isn't as interesting to me as what he's going to be doing.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so.
Well, I've already read it, so I spoiled myself. So
okay, that's right.
know.
Yeah.
I'm one of the privileged few that gets to read from the galley.
Yeah.
I love how there's like fire on his little tails.
Yeah.
Max says he loves the blood balloons on the cover. Oh, thank you, Max.
There we go.
Long story short about that. So this goes back several months ago, and we were part of what we always try to do is like, how can we stand out? How can people notice us? How we get on here every week and we have lots of fun and we talk and we get people hanging out with us. But when we go to shows, how can we stand out? When we get on the shelves at comic shops, how can our book stand out? You can't say, well, we just do a great cover. There's a lot of pretty good covers on the shelves. And so there's a lot of really talented artists. So how do you stand out? And one of the things that we kind of noticed was, nobody puts words on the covers anymore,
right?
Like these classic comics used to do. And there's a guy on LinkedIn. He's always posting these classic covers mostly from the 70s, right? And mostly Gil Kane. He loves Gil Kane. Right. But you look at them and there's the cover just goes, wow, and they always have, a word balloon or 2 word balloons or maybe a blurb or something that makes you go, okay, that sounds kind of cool. I'd kind of like to peek inside now.
Right.
And no one does that anymore. So, again, you can have sweet artwork, but you look at the art and it's like, okay, that looks really cool, but what's it about? And so we started it. Not everybody was on board. I'll say this when we started. There were a couple people were like, no, I don't want any words on my covers. And we're like, you know what? That's what we want to do we want to set us apart.
Roland.
from everybody else, and so that's what we started doing. And I gotta say, of course, Max here says he likes it as well, and the reactions that we've got have been really, really positive. And so
yeah,
I'm glad it's a choice that we made.
So here's my favorite part of the cover, my absolute favorite part. And Roland, do you think you can guess what my favorite part is?
What your favorite part is?
Yes. Knowing what you know about me and knowing what you know about comic book production, what do you think my favorite part is?
Selling them.
Well, yes, that's my. So time's up.
It's okay.
My favorite part is that Pete and Tommy drew it to fit the logos.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great.
It looks exactly like it was drawn so that the logos fit perfectly, and nobody had to make an accommodation.
I didn't have nothing to do with it. I just
That was that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't always do that. I'm not gonna lie.
Kudos to Pete for the accidental magic. Then,
yeah.
But I have to say that without the logos, the art looks pretty damn good.
yes, yeah, because if you take away the logos and you've got that fire, and the way the
Still
fire sort
beautiful.
of fades up into the red at the top, still awesome.
Yeah. I tell you a secret about the logos is because we were kind of having that issue way early on, and I was getting artwork and I'm like, I've got no room for the logos here. And of course, I had one artist who really doesn't do anything with this anymore. He said, well, you can just shrink it down. I'm like, you don't understand the purpose of the logo.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't understand what I mean. Did you buy Hulk and see? No, Hulk is a big, huge, monstrous logo. It's there. Sometimes he was crushing it. Sometimes he was pushing it. But it wasn't shrunk down into a tiny little thing. No.
Right.
And so what I did is I put together a template of all of the logos pre-superimposed on the artboard that
There you go.
Mr. Mike Belcher made for us. He made us a template of the artboard, and then I put the logos on there where they would be and sent it to the artist. So I'm like, here's where your logo is going to be. If you put a big head under there, it might get covered up.
That's right.
You do send over now.
Bringing this back around to the crowdfunding, this cover is available. I don't know, are the pencils available? But the inks are available if somebody wants to buy them.
The inks are available for this.
Yeah.
Computer.
Would it have the word balloons on it?
No,
no word.
No hand lettering.
I'll scribble them on there if that's what you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Tommy scrawl.
Yeah. Do we have the other covers, or we're not?
We do. Yeah, we do.
There's more.
So we've got 3 covers.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
roll.
this
and the inks are available for all 3.
Cover B.
Wow.
All right, I like that one.
Can
That
I
one's a Dean
give you
Zachary
his
copy.
hand? Can I give
Yeah.
you his hand cut out?
Well,
I would
yeah,
love,
I just
love
haven't
to
had
see
the
that
chance
a
to
little
go.
better.
I know. I haven't had the chance to go in there and do that yet.
Oh, you're gonna make it pop up above
I'm going to make
It
it pop up.
should.
Okay.
Yeah, that would nice.
He's reaching out. That's a perfect
Mystery.
reason.
Yeah. And I will say, I on the covers, I do like to do that. I do like it when they have something.
Oh yeah, I like it when they can break that wall.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, if there's a need for it, where it's not just to do it, but there's
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see like the the entirety of the logo cover, but
Because otherwise it'd be champion and FU.
Now that's a thought.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
Hey, now.
Miss FU is a new character. I think we like it.
That's right. He's the hero of the internet.
At least with this cover, we get to see Champion.
That's great.
That's right. Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
we got his hand.
It's his hand right here, right?
Yeah.
It looks like he needs some help.
Yeah.
And room for the logo.
Yeah, when you talk about the words on the balloon on the page,
What's it? What's it say? What does it say?
Demon's like, "Why are you killing the champion?" And she says, "I'm trying to save him."
There you go.
Right.
Oh, so he thinks that he's hurt because of her.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
just to me, just that little bit gives you a lot of information, and hopefully leaves you with a question, right? Gives you the information because he's like, "Why are you killing Champion?" It means he didn't see anything. He's coming in late, right? All he sees is her with the Champion, conked out. So he's like, "Hey, I know this dude. Why are you killing him?" And she's like, "Hey, I'm trying to save him."
Because they have previous before they know each other.
Right. Demon and Champion.
You could also interpret the cover as, is he going towards Champion or is he trying to stop Ms. Fury?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can read it two different ways.
Yeah, and I love that we only just see the hand there because we're like, hey, what we don't know what's going on with Champion, right?
That's right.
The heroic misunderstanding setup.
Yeah,
it is.
Good job.
Well done. Good girl.
Yeah, those are always fun to do.
we got a
we did miss a couple of Renee Florimonte says beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Yeah. Max says
I hear
nice.
her on the other
Brothers,
one.
thank you. Greg says cool. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, baby.
Also, can I just make a comment about Greg Harms? That's the greatest private eye name I've ever heard.
So we'll say cool to that. Greg's a pretty talented artist as well. So, and then of course the next cover. Tommy, you want to drum roll this one?
What's this one? Ready?
Yeah, this is
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that looks so nice.
Look at that.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a cheese.
Oh, got teeth. Yeah, he's got teeth. Got teeth. Review here. He's got teeth.
Yes.
There's teeth, all right.
And as you would expect from a veterinarian, they're clean.
That's right.
With more stars in the background than you could ever count.
Never ever.
In the old days, you'd have to do that with a toothbrush and white paint.
Oh man, yeah.
No, I did it with
That would have taken less time, I'm sure, than what he
No.
did.
I did it that way. I did it the old-fashioned way. That one's on board. The whole thing. I drew it and inked it traditionally with the liquid frisket and everything in the background and all that kind of stuff.
That is awesome.
Look at you.
Oh.
So nice.
I'm the old school.
Oh yeah.
I can't color it like that. That'd be fun.
No, you did it right. You did it right. It looks beautiful. There it is.
Wow.
Oh, look.
That's when I got to see it. It looked great.
Yeah.
I just made it all shiny.
Yeah.
That's the demon and Miss Fury. Miss Fury.
Miss Fury.
Right.
And look, there's a Superdome back there.
Yeah, that's New Orleans. That's New Orleans, isn't it?
So
That's how you know it's New Orleans. Thank you, Google.
I knew it.
There you go.
I
knew what the Superdome looks like.
One of the comments that we got from Cat and Mouse in the first volume anyway was the frequent appearance of the Superdome.
Yeah.
Somebody said the Superdome is everywhere. It must just be on wheels and float around.
That's funny.
Well, people don't realize that the downtown New Orleans isn't really that big. If you face one direction, you're away from it, but all you got to do is turn around and then boom, there's the Superdome.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I love they
is
said
it a
that.
football stadium?
Yeah. Max says the best fan commentary on any stream right there.
What are you doing? It's got teeth.
Got teeth. Big old
That is
teeth.
Red eyes.
Yeah, so
Another great job, Roberta.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's totally awesome.
Fantastic. So the campaign is live now. I just noticed it is live. Let me get a link.
Yeah, we need a link so we can share it around.
I know.
And then I have
Back
questions
then for it.
Oh.
before we wrap this up.
So this is
all right. So while you're doing that, and before Tom's question, so we've got Pete and I are doing more commission stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one, like we did on the past ones. we're both doing like 4 or 6 a piece, different ones. So it doesn't have to be Silverline stuff. It can be if you want it to be. But we're definitely up to.
We encourage it.
Yep.
We're doing that with the original art.
Yeah, Pete's stuff will look really good. My stuff is just going to be cartoony stuff like I always do. So if you like it.
Cliff Woodbury says, I think if you're going to make a comic of a certain age era, you should do it with all the tropes of the day.
Let's.
What?
No, it doesn't need all that.
So let me answer that. So it's not unusual that I run into someone at a show that they'll flip through my book, or let's just say Silverline Team-Up. Of course, Pete's a younger fellow than me, right? And they'll flip through it and they'll go, "Oh man, this has such '90s vibes," and I'm thinking, it's brand new. It was made last year. Why does it have 90s? I don't understand. I mean, me personally, I take that as a compliment because I'm assuming they mean it that way. But when they like this has such '90s vibes, I'm like, well, people were drawing comics in the '90s. You know, Pete might not have been, might have been drawn in the aughts. Were you drawn in the aughts?
Not in the 90s. Well, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. What I would have been. No, I don't know. No, it wasn't. I was watching X-Men cartoons in the 90s.
Okay, so for me, my thing is I don't set out to write. I set out to write a story. Okay, I don't set out to say I'm going to write this like a comic from the 90s, or I'm going to write this like a comic from the 70s. Right? I will say this, and people have heard me before. I do try to, for Silverline, one of the things I want to do is absolutely capture the spirit of independence that Malibu had, right? And as a writer, I want to capture the excitement of 70s. But I don't want to write a 70s comic book.
Well, I think it's more of a feeling. I don't think it's necessarily it's the look. It's you're trying to capture good. You're trying to do your best, and if it happens to coincide with a particular era that you're fond with, I think that's just because through the decades, comics kind of stuff, and it's easy to say that this fit kind of more with this, but it's very modern.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, because today's comics are a completely different thing than they were even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, so it's more. It's just more vibe, more feeling.
Max says, all right, folks, I got to split. I'll try not to be such a Silverline stranger. I'll back the Kickstarter tonight. Thank you so much, Max. Yeah, don't be a stranger, man. Come hang out with us. You're always having good questions for us. Get us going. Thanks for hanging tonight. Cliff says, cover with dialogue. That's what he's talking about. I think if you're going to make a comic of a certain age era, you should do it with all the tropes of the day.
Right. Because the thing is that I like if the criticism is that the comics don't look like what Marvel and DC are doing now, I mean, that's valid, but I don't think that's a criticism.
Yeah.
Because I think the comics that Marvel and DC are doing now are not what I'd be interested in reading or looking at necessarily.
Right.
And so the stuff that I like is that sort of comic where it has that independent sort of artisanal feel.
Right.
Where it's like, well, this is a Roland comic. This isn't a DC comic.
Yeah.
This is a Mike Belcher comic. This is not a Marvel comic.
Right.
And I don't mean that negatively towards Marvel and DC. It's just they have a certain look now.
Right.
And Mike is right. They don't look like they did 10 years ago. They don't look like they did 20 years ago.
No.
But they also don't look like what I'm going to go spend my $5 on.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
So where I want to go is, and I'm much more interested, as I've aged, I'm much more interested in the personal person making comics.
Yes.
I'm less interested in the corporate person making comics, even though they're still good and they're still valid and they still have an audience. I'd much rather find the individual person who's like, well, this is the thing that comes out of my own heart. And
all right, I have who else already had the link? Tommy had the link. Thanks, Tommy.
I went and found it real quick.
Here is. I'm going to post.
Well, I know we end up making an easier to get to link, but this is the direct link.
Oh, there we go. And Pops put it up too.
Yeah.
You don't need the tablet at the moment, Poppet.
Yeah. So
Because
so
we'll end up
ideally,
doing a Silverline Fund Me, whatever that link is that you normally make.
ideally that will go there now. Silverline Comics Crowdfunder.com, and it does. It goes there now.
All right.
So yeah, Silverline Comics Crowdfunder.com. I sent this link yesterday, but of course it wasn't live, so it was just kept coming with the 404 file not found.
So here are my questions then.
Okay.
Oh.
Issue 1, issue 2. How long does the series run for?
It's a 4-issue story.
Okay.
Yep.
And
number 3.
Even more people die in number 3. By issue 4.
Now there's your
it's like
cover.
one man in the world.
More people die in this issue.
It's a whole new group in 4.
Really can be dark.
I think, and of course, I'm super antsy to see how Pete handles this. But the opening scene, I think, is pretty powerful. For number 3, it's
yeah, I've been getting lots of reference for that. I know you sent me over a link. You did. The doggies here too, yes. So yeah, we're pumped for that one.
Yes, we are. Before your next question, Pete, are you gonna get in trouble because someone's up way past their bedtime? Are you in trouble?
Well, mummy's asleep, so
You'll never know.
the dog's here now, and she's telling him to get down. You can leave him there; he's fine.
Just don't give her any CHOC.
No, it's not that.
She needs some sugar.
You just asked me to put the television on. No, we can't put the television on.
What's the next question, Tom?
Well, the next question is, what's Peter doing in the meantime?
I think what you're seeing is what he's doing.
Okay.
I'm fairly busy, aren't I? I'm very busy doing lots of things, trying to squeeze in as much as I can. But yeah, baby takes up a lot of time at the moment.
They do.
It's her birthday this month, isn't it? Yeah.
Now you did have I don't know this. I haven't asked you in a while the status of it. You did have your own thing you were doing.
Yeah, and I'm still planning on doing that. I just don't have the time at the moment to. I've got 2 or 3 pages left to draw, and then it also needs to be coloured. So,
which I think Jose is doing, right?
Jose's doing, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's drawing something for you at the moment as well. So it's not like we have a lot. We have a lot of free time. So yeah, it's I had hoped to have that done, but as with all these things, it has to take a back bench to other projects. Yeah.
And where in England are you?
I was in London, but we moved last September down to Portsmouth, which is on the south coast.
Okay.
And I've got a Portsmouth Comic Con this week. It's a really good show.
All right.
Oh, nice. That's this coming weekend?
The 11th and 12th, yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good show.
Share the link.
That's right. Yeah, share it out. We'll tell everybody to come see you.
Well, yeah. Yes, baby. Yeah, the doggy's sleeping. You're not, are you?
It does sound like your daughter's gotten more awake.
Yeah, I know. They get back to sleep really hard.
Pete, Renee Florimonte says, trying to get Tommy to go over for a visit.
Yeah, well, he needs to get a passport first, isn't he?
Pete, I'll have you know, Pete, when Pete visited last year, was it? I needed to get my passport. So, Pete, you'll be happy to know that that's in the works because we plan on doing a cruise.
Can't believe you don't have a passport.
So we're going to come see you, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a passport either, do you?
No.
What?
How do you not have passports?
Dude, I have 2 passports from 2 different countries. I'm set.
Yeah, but you know the U.S. is so big. What I don't even need a passport to go 100 miles over.
I don't need a passport to go to Arkansas or
no, I sure don't.
You need about $4.
Yeah, gas money.
That's right.
I need a passport to go into California. I remember when we moved, they literally stopped.
That you do.
Yeah. and they stopped us at the border and checked to see if we had any trees or fruit.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But passports are just it's like you're part of your ID. How do you prove who you are? I've got my passport.
Once you get one driver's license, it's good for like a decade. It takes like 5 minutes to get one.
Yeah, I know. I know now.
I had a passport around 2009 or 10, something like that, when I was working with an Indian company who was going to bring me to India for the launch of their classic graphic novels when I was working with them. And then the lady I was working with got fired, and I never went over there. And my passport sat in my home safe until it expired, and I just chunked it.
Yeah, but it's easy to renew a passport once you've got it the first time.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have a passport?
I don't.
Unbelievable.
I'm a U.S. guy. I've never needed to go outside.
Roberta, do you have one?
Mine expired a couple of years ago, so
I mean, would
I
you
got to
be
renew
surprised
it.
to know that I don't even
But
have
it
a
was in the
driver's
middle of COVID, and I wasn't in the
Okay.
mood to renew it. But yeah, I could do that.
Again, I have two.
I have a real ID though, so
You're trying to make up for the rest.
I can go in
or
there.
your alternate personality that you do.
yeah.
That's right, because my evil half has one.
That's right.
And I have
So
one.
when you break
I
the
get
law,
one.
you can still get back over.
That's
Well, and you travel a lot from. You make a pretty regular trip from Canada to the U.S.
But I've worked on stuff in England and in Iceland and in other places. So I've
What kind of work
And I
did
have
you do in
one.
Iceland?
I
Drilling
worked
the
on
ice?
I worked on a puppet show in Iceland.
Really?
Yeah,
I really need to hear the story. I
I was
don't know anything
I was
about
a writer. I was a writer on a puppet show for Nickelodeon that was shot in it. Brought me over.
That's kind of cool.
That sounds
Yeah. Here's the great. We'll sidetrack because that we're about to wrap it up. But there's a so when you write the script and you do a table read where everybody sits around the table and all the actors read your script and the puppets are there with the puppeteers because they're doing their lines. And when you talk to the people at the table, you're not allowed to talk to the puppeteer. You have to talk to the puppet. You have to. It's a faux pas, at least over there,
That is
to
funny.
acknowledge the puppeteer. You're supposed to buy into the. And it's like,
Okay, baby.
how you dude? I can
Good
see
doggy.
you on my table.
Yeah, I can see you. At least get behind the screen.
At least hide.
Yeah, you're not under the table with your hand up there.
Mike Potato says like and subscribe, kids. Yes, please do. Wherever you are listening to us, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure that you go to the Silverline channel. And see, Luna agrees.
Yeah.
It's that you got to subscribe, like and subscribe.
And she
Thank you, Hyper. It's good to see you here. What other questions?
That's it. I'm done. I'm out.
How many more of these books are coming up? Do you have a plan?
So for this story or for long run?
For
What are you
this
asking?
story. For this
Okay.
story.
There are four total issues in this story. A funny side note on this: my original story was 3 issues, right? And I had it plotted out and had the breaks where it was going to
Oh, I leave it.
in the summary where it was going to be, and we finished the first issue. And this guy right here says, "Hey, we want to draw Demon." I'm like, "Yeah, but he's not in the story." He's like, "Yeah, but me and Pete want to draw Demon." And I said, "Pete doesn't even know who he is." He goes, "Yeah, but we want to draw him." I'm like, "Well,
Figure out something.
yeah."
Figure it out.
What he said. Figure out
All
something.
right then.
So I had to go back and add Demon into the story, and that took the 3 issues and made it 4 because I had to.
We got more guest stars next issue as well.
Yeah, that's right.
I had to rearrange.
But don't you think? I mean, don't you think it's better?
Well,
I do.
It's a team up book.
I do. Well, and you know,
See, it's a team up for everybody.
Yeah.
as you said early, Tom, I believe I'm a firm believer in this. This is the way you got to do it. Is you got to find out what does the draw? What does the artist want to draw? And I mean, you still want to tell a story. You still want to be enticing and moving and all that kind of stuff. But what do you want to draw?
Yeah, because I always think the best comics are some kind of weird improv where it's like, this is the story I want to tell, but also this is the story that the artist wants to draw, and then somebody says, oh, you know what, this needs more demon, and so then it becomes, yes, and what can I do? What can I do to do that? And so instead of saying like, no, this is my story, there's no demon, it becomes an interesting challenge to sort of go, I wonder. And just sort of figure out.
Issue 3 is going to have some characters in your book, Tom, that you haven't even announced yet.
That's right.
So Roberta, I will let me say this, and as we go. So doing this, I will say one of the things that I got incredibly interested in was the idea of a Silverline Team-Up. And so I have actually put into play a couple of other stories.
Oh, really?
That I have that are Silverline.
Wow, that's
great. It's not this story.
On one, right?
We've got 2 of them. Maybe just one. I gotta go back and look. I have a list somewhere, as you might imagine. I can't always keep everything here. I think I can, but I can't. We already the man himself pops up. Casey Camara says, "Man, I'm getting some recognition right now." Casey is the writer of the stories. So Hyper says, "Tommy stole my title. I thought I was the master of nothing."
Oh my goodness! Look, we're already at $122.
Nice.
There we go.
I do want to say, if you are pledging right now, please be aware of the original art. I haven't had the chance to go in and fix that, and there's only one of each of them, and I haven't had the chance to go in and fix that on my comic yet. So so as soon as we're done here, I gotta go. There's about 30 pages of art, something like that. So I gotta go fix that.
I've got fun.
So Roberta, I actually thought that might have been where you were kind of leading with the question, but I'm very excited about that because one of the things we want to do with this is we want to have 2 established characters in it, and then we're going to introduce a new character for all the stories. So I'm very excited about that. Hyper says Silverline delivers every time, back with confidence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hyper.
Appreciate those words. Okay. Anything else before we call it a night here?
Yeah, I want to put this to Roberta and Peter. Remember on issue 1, we did the super duper commission thing that I don't know if anybody got. So maybe we can do it this time. We get a good
the pencil in color.
We get a commission
one
where
everybody
whatever it is
does
the person want. Pete will do an 11x17 pencil and then ship it to us or whatever, because it's going to take longer to do because he got to ship it. And then I'll ink it on blue line so that way the pencils will stay preserved. And then we'll have the pencil version, the ink version, and Roberta could do a color version, 11x17, and I'll get Kablam to print it out. So that way the person will get all three of the piece. So you'll get the pencils, the inks, and a color version of whatever it is that they want to do. So y'all.
How much we charge? $1,000.
Whatever y'all figure it out.
So Pete, should we make one? Should we do one?
Make that just a one-off. No, not one. Ones of that.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah, just a one.
Should we do one reward that is a airline
ticket, meet and greet
for Pete to come over here?
Yeah, meet and greet.
A meet and greet with Pete.
Fly me over.
Hey, the day I hear there's a show in Daytona.
That's right. Pete did that.
There we go.
That's 2 years now.
2 years ago.
I'm supposed to be there too.
And Mike,
as soon as
I'll just stay.
Yeah. So,
You did clap, man.
all the names you've mentioned, except for Tom Mason, have been asked in the past. Was not able to.
Nobody loves me.
Well, no. I gotta have a book for you.
Yeah, we got to get your book done.
I gotta have a book for you first. So
Well, that's
we get that to happen, and we'll get you out here.
all right.
He's like, yeah, sure.
Make sure your passport's in order.
Oh, that's right.
I can't get into Florida without my gun. So
That's true.
Well,
And
if you don't have one, I'm sure we can find one to loan you.
okay, good. I like a loaner gun.
Reminds me of that TikTok where that police officer pulls over the guy, says, "Why are you speeding?" He goes, "Going through the hood, man." He goes, "You got any weapons in the car?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "Hang on a second, I'll get you one."
That's awful.
All right. Anything else before we go?
It's great. It's great seeing Pete's family.
It is.
I don't know how I'm getting to sleep now. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, you're up for tomorrow. You're no going to bed for you.
Just so you know, you and Luna are welcome back every single time.
Yes.
Yeah. She's trying to flash you at the bottom at the moment.
That's quite all right.
You're not flashing.
Right, Luna?
Look at the hair on that, sweetie.
Luna, hey, Luna, can you say "Make mine Silverline"?
You say "Make mine silver." You're flashing over on your tummy. Thank you.
Oh, she's in New Orleans. She's showing.
Try it over on your belly button.
All right, so Tuesday, that Silverline show on Tuesday, they're going to be art theory versus art and practice. The team discusses the differences between learning theory and putting it in practice.
I met art theory once.
Turn over on your belly button.
Do you need to go to art school, learn how to break the rules? Nothing on the calendar for Wednesday. I know they'll be here. But check this out.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Big announcement here. After about 3.5 years of asking him to show up, we got a yes from him. Mr. Barry Gregory is going to be our special guest next week.
Wow.
For those of you who have been around, you know Barry is probably my oldest friend, and he's the one who introduced me to Back Issues. You've probably heard that story before. He's Tommy's partner in Kablam, and he is also doing a Kickstarter for Gallant Comics right now. So we're going to get him on, and we're probably going to talk about – he probably only wants to talk about Gallant Comics, but we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff with Barry. So
he might be listening right now.
Yeah, he's listening. Yeah, you think?
He's busy. He's busy.
That's right here. Mattis says, if you like what we do and want to join the Mattis Entertainment Group, contact us at or donate at GoFundMe. Help us lay the foundation for the Meg, which is Mattis Entertainment Group. Hyper says, buy Pete's art so he can buy baby supplies.
That's true.
Right. Well, and what we can't forget, Mama likes shoes. Very funny new guys. Hyper? I was almost there. All right. Well, you got the link, and you'll see it, I'm sure. So go back the campaign. And until next time, remember to make
mine.
There's
champion right there.
Ignore the brief little message I tossed into the outro here. I forgot to change it before we started tonight. So yeah, so you'll see you'll see me jump in. Where's my ending? Here we go.
Hi, I'm Chris Olm. I'm the former editor-in-chief of Malibu Comics. Make mine Silverline.
Wait a minute. Don't touch that button. I've got big news for you. You guys remember the book, Silverline Team-Up? Well, number 2 is happening. It's happening. And we are having a launch party on Sunday for the regular Sunday stream. So, mark it on your calendars right now. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Silverline Team-Up number 2 launch party. Be there.